السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum,
Walaikum salam.
bro.
I don't know right now.
Assalamu alaikum, Irfan. Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast. What's that? Don't worry about the laptop. No, don't do that. We're recording now. We started already. Why are you putting music in there?
Started what?
Astaghfirullah azim. We're putting what kind of a?
Oh, it's gonna be one
This
of
is,
those.
I
days.
failed.
Assalamu alaikum wa
I failed.
rahmatullahi wa
I
barakatuh.
failed as an imam. I failed as an imam.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome.
What'd
to
you
the
press that
Masjid-
button for?
Wait, bro. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast.
You've got the
If-
list.
If
Please switch your phones off.
oh my god, he's still going. If
No, making sure everything's ready.
if he hasn't edited this, you're gonna see an interesting side.
No.
But he's
it's-
not in a
look-
but he's not in a grumpy mood. Everyone.
No, I'm not.
No, not at all.
I'm just tired.
Did you like that?
So-
I've learned that.
How have you been anyway?
Alhamdulillah.
Been a while.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
I went to
getting back into the rhythm of doing a weekly. It's not after lockdowns. It's just.
Yeah, but I'm getting like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I met one of our fans this morning.
Did you?
He's like 14 years old.
Oh God.
He's probably listening now. Eskaboom, mashallah.
Oh right. So you met Escobim. I was always wondering.
He's
who
one of
Escobim
the
was.
students in our madrasa's younger brother.
Oh, mashallah.
Mashallah.
Hang on a sec. I'm actually for everyone watching.
Stop
I'm
Stop chatting with me personally, Maulana this, Maulana that. We're the Masjid Carpark. He
Let me
sends
know
me
what he
messages,
knows later.
and then you send messages to the other on my other channel about the podcast. You can't just directly message DM me in the comment section.
Why do you have your hoodie on? Are you trying to get the gangster look happening?
No, I'm just my ears. I don't. They're feeling sensitive, so
What?
I'm needing some padding around my ears.
What are you talking about? What happened? Did
Anyway,
someone tickle them before they came to the
yeah,
podcast?
alhamdulillah, ala kulli hal. I wish.
The Maulana. Come here.
Alhamdulillah. No, I'm good. It's good. Just
How's your week been?
So I've been training, quote unquote, with this brother from this person from
Oh, yes.
Dubai.
Tell me about your new training regime. I've heard a little bit about it, but
Well,
I
I'm
figured
doing
I'd save it for
weights.
this.
I'm doing weights with this guy. I'm supposed to do more cardio for the weight loss stuff, but generally overall, like I'm doing a lot of weights. So
How do you feel?
very good, strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the burn.
So if I move house, I'll give you a buzz.
Huh?
If I move house, I'll give you a buzz.
What's that?
If I'm moving house, I'm gonna call you.
What do you mean moving house?
You said you feel strong.
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
No, that's
perfect
strong.
timing. Come
Yeah.
in.
So we've started
Here we
5
go.
minutes. Have you prayed Maghrib? Pray Maghrib.
So the start of this podcast is going to be quite interesting because it's just all over the place, and you can see in this podcast after like 33 episodes,
Ju-
the controlled. I don't even know if it's controlled chaos. The chaos that ensues before we start.
We just we started on time.
Here we go. Here we go.
So Lata can take note of his lateness. I feel good now.
Is his camera on?
Yeah, they're all on. They're on. Yeah.
Sweet.
Anyway,
Back to your cardio and your weights.
So no,
you gonna help me
I'm
move
trying
house?
to
No, the
inspire
million-dollar
a whole
question.
continent to go on time.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Huh?
You know that's not going to happen. There's African
He's gonna
timing.
hate me for this, but
There's Indian timing, and then there's Hyderabadi timing.
yeah,
What about Pashtun timing? What's that?
we're pretty good. I mean,
No.
I think
in
generally,
Pakistan, are Pashtuns
I
on
think
time?
generally non-Europeans are always Arabs. I think the sub-Asians and Africans we are, but just Africans take it to the next level.
No, man.
Uh-huh.
It's not just Africans.
Is it?
It's not just Africans, brother.
Yeah.
I've waited.
Because this is not the first one I've experienced this week, so it's like a build-up this week.
Okay,
I'm going to take it out on
so
Lada.
basically, what's happened is this week.
I'm trying to. There's another one here as well. Another African. You tell us about your timings in your country.
Irfan, where are you from? Zimbabwe, yeah? Kenya. Tell us about Kenyan timing. Is there such a thing?
How are the Indians there compared to the locals? The Indians are the same, or they're up early? Yeah, they're acclimatized to the local sort of rhythms.
Actually, do you know there's one state, I should say, in India, Kerala. That's one place everybody stays awake after Fajr.
Well, that's where my trainer's from.
It blew my mind.
My trainer's from Kerala.
Keralites. One thing I found about Keralites.
Is it Kerala? Kerala.
No, Kerala is like a veggie.
Gourd, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Kerala.
One thing
Kerala is the vegetable, is it?
They're highly educated.
Yeah.
Very motivated.
Yes.
And very.
Yeah, this guy's my trainer's Mr. It was Mr. UAE or something.
Yeah, very intelligent and analytical. Yeah. I have to give him that. Like when I went there after Fajr, they do not sleep. Like they'll be up, whether they're reading a newspaper, having breakfast, whatever they're doing, and then get straight into it.
Interesting.
It's quite impressive, and it's a beautiful state.
No, the guy that
a bit of advertising for Kerala right there.
Yeah, no, my trainer's from Kerala, so he Mr. UAE. I think it's Mr. UAE or something like that.
He said he was from Hyderabad.
I was wrong. Now,
Absolutely.
when you reminded me of how diligent Keralites are, then I realized, he was from Kerala. Yeah.
Why have you got your arms folded? You look very. It's the gesture of standing off.
No, nothing like that. I'm very comfortable actually like this at the moment.
He's just making sure
I'm very, very
hands
comfortable.
don't clench into a fist in order to swing my way.
Hey, is it everything recording? Both cameras?
Oh my God, man!
Sound as well. Sorry, Ahmed. I just want to make sure that.
I think this is probably going to be one of the funniest podcasts we've done.
No, inshallah.
You got to keep all this in there.
Look.
You got to keep all this in there, you know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's been nothing untoward said. You've behaved yourself with your language.
Just, diss the whole continent. But anyway, that's other than that, it's all right. No. So
goes our subscribers.
He's gradually the trainer's basically changing my routine, food, like overall, like for example, I'm having these like multivitamin greens.
Bro, we hear about this every 2 months, man.
No, but this is different because those ones are like, this is more about like eating healthy and but not breaking you and not like weird. Like the keto stuff was good, but it caused gout, as we've learned previously. The red meat wasn't helping. But
Maybe
this is
okay.
Yeah, so this is more like veggies. It seems more balanced, like have your fish oil in the evening, have your
like you making your what was the roti that you made last time?
Who?
You made this when you're on your keto diet. You made this random flour bread.
I can't remember.
You told us about it in one of the podcasts.
Anyway, it's good, and then of course the exercises. One of our mutual friends called it. I'm doing jazzercise apparently, according to him. It's not jazzercise, but actually it's weight.
I don't want to picture that in my head.
So no, but it's not.
Do you wear tights?
No.
Can you imagine that?
But don't imagine it. But it was no, but it's good. Like, but I need to, and even like sleep. Make sure I have to sleep 7.5 hours a day. So like. Sleep is a big part of your recovery and weight loss as well. Like if you're not sleeping properly, then you're eating unhealthily. Like it's a complete thing, like when you wake up.
Maybe that's why I'm putting on weight.
Water, drinking water, 3 to 4 liters of water a day. Like that's a big part of it as well. So it's more like a much more complete way.
So you're basically going to little boys' room.
There's a brother, Irfan knows who it is. There's a new brother I moved to the area. Apparently can't concentrate in salat because of my weight. And I'm not. I'm just.
Are you actually being serious?
No, he didn't say
that. Is that when you go inside?
He just say that you need to become an example, right? Because we know it's a massive health problem. Now they said in America, Europe, and Australia, I think 60% of the population's overweight or something.
That doesn't surprise me.
And hence all the diseases that come along with it. I am a burden on the medical system, and
wow, this guy held no.
But I haven't been sick. Oh, the gout, I guess. But I haven't really been sick. Like, alhamdulillah, I've been safe from any severe. Like, I haven't got diabetes But if I keep going though I'm going, then like if you have if you put a lot of load on a car, you're going to get a flat tire eventually. So, so that's.
I made a decision before I came today that I'm going to behave myself because I've put on a lot of weight as well.
Yeah, I saw, mashallah.
It's pretty hectic.
Yeah. But the way he started from early morning drinking water, just all these little things throughout the day, and then the weights, and then I have to do. The thing is that getting this proper sleep for me is very hard. That proper sleep, like that long.
Don't you have classes like the most random timing?
Yeah, and that's part of the problem as well. Is my schedule.
Do you have to have 7.5 hours straight or 7.5 hours in 24
Well, they're expecting 7.5 hours straight, so I was like, okay, that's a bit much. I can't sleep more than 6 hours or 6.5 hours in one stretch.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right, I could do 15 easily.
Really?
Oh, no
No way.
doubt.
Impossible.
No doubt.
Impossible for me.
Really?
Yeah, I got very bad sleeping habits. So
See, I can go hard with little bit of sleep for quite a few days.
yeah,
Then I crash hard for like a week.
yeah. And I don't like getting a regular pattern for sleep, fluids, getting all your vitamins. Like I use this thing called greens. Like it's like made out of 78 like vegetables and stuff, and it's really nice actually. It's like it's a powder. You chuck it into like a blender thing with water, and you just drink. It's got all the vitamins, minerals, probiotics, everything in one hit. Like you have it, 2 tablespoons. Fish oil before you sleep at night. Make sure like water, like being hydrated properly. My biggest weakness I realized in my whole diet is the amount of carbs I eat. Like that's.
I'm exactly the same.
So you say you can have like a slice of toast, a slice of bread here, wholemeal bread, or 2 here, like but gradually. So, but first is working on the breakfast, get the breakfast right.
And don't worry about the other meals.
Well, this is like gradually. He's making sure that you get
That's actually a really good idea.
a routine of all your things instead of adding everything like 20 different things to do. So first thing is water. Like make sure you develop a routine for drinking water.
3 liters of water.
3 or 4 liters of water.
I think I drink 1 glass of water a day.
Yeah, I don't. I'm
And
exactly
drink,
the same.
like,
You asked me yesterday. So
lemonade,
water. I
Coke.
said I had a tea and like a Red Bull.
I get
That was
I
my
have
water.
I have water in my coffee.
Yeah.
Do you think it's our age or your age group that's so unhealthy with their eating habits?
I am. Yeah, I'm younger than this guy. I'm younger than this guy. Just so everybody knows. Yeah. Don't let the aura of the seniority of sheikhness fool you. That sometimes throws people off. But yeah, what you're saying?
And what's my aura?
Huh?
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. You look like some sort of like with a black t-shirt comedian, like Ricky Gervais sort of vibes. Anyway,
Ricky Gervais at the Oscars. Which one?
black t-shirt. There's comedians who wear black t-shirts. Louis C.K.
Oh, great. The ones he's pulling out of thin air. Great.
Yeah.
Nah,
Anyway.
but do you think it's well? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you think it's your age group that's suffering from this issue of like really bad or our age group? Let's be like, all jokes aside, like serious conversation. Because is the next generation more health conscious?
No, they're probably worse.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they might know.
Or is it they're just because they're skinnier because they're young?
No, they're gonna have more. They probably will have more issues. Probably.
I don't know. When you look at some of these guys, they eat quite healthy and they work out a lot. They're exercising.
Which age are you talking about? Like teenagers or?
I'm talking about teenagers up to like 20s.
It's
20s.
no. If you see, like for example, my son, he's 18 and he's like working out. He's got guns and like he's got the whole works. But then
ladies, he's looking.
And but he's like what he eats is like it's all about. Doesn't eat healthy.
See,
health is not actually
my problem. My whole life, my diet has been chocolate. Literally, I've had
just have dark. So that's part of the thing. Like for example, he has had 2 slices of dark chocolate.
I have, those Toblerone bars.
Oh no,
I have that for a meal.
Yeah.
Like I have I used to have I remember when I was in uni, didn't have that much cash on me. So me and a mate, we'd have like $2 each or whatever. We'd go. This was in Adelaide. When I started there, we'd go to the nearest Woolworths or Coles. And they used to sell the 250 grams back in those days for $2. And we just buy a couple of those, and that was our lunch. And even all the way through my working career, even guys that I've worked with used to be in shock. And breaking that is the hardest thing for me. Chocolate, I'm done all right on. Now it's ice cream. Just working on the lack of like not eating ice cream.
Yeah.
I can polish off a liter of ice cream a night. Oh my God, that sounds horrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's bad. That's the worst thing actually for boxers who like cutting weight. As soon as they weigh in to get back their bulk, they just eat ice cream. Like they eat like tubs and tubs of ice cream to get there.
Right?
Because it's just sugar and fat. It's like the worst single thing that they use to actually get their
And
weight.
it is. I love.
Weight back.
Speaking of ice cream, have you been to Augustus in Glenroy?
No, I never heard
This
of
is
it.
not a plug for them, but their ice cream is phenomenal, man.
It's halal.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
mashallah. Look at this guy. He's
Just
checking.
Oh, you ate halal.
Look,
mashallah.
I was.
That's good.
I was.
Allah reward you, brother.
I was told you to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim because we live in Australia.
Yeah,
That's not correct?
Those fatwas, man.
Is that correct or not?
What's that?
It's not just saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
No, it's not. It's correct. It's not correct.
Bro, what's Lata praying? Is he praying Tarawih or what?
Allah accept, mashallah. He's making tawbah for all the Africans. And for the Allah guide my.
So you think that the new generation is not as health conscious?
Let him pray, man. Is the door open? Yeah.
Checking.
What are you checking for? He'll come when he comes.
Making
Make sure the
he's
door's not
right.
locked.
He's here. MashaAllah.
Mashallah,
Assalamu
welcome,
alaikum. Welcome to. If you guys can't see this on the video, but Lata's walked through the door.
The walk
and
of shame. To
This
his,
room has been illuminated with his.
We're
nur.
no longer entertaining anybody's lateness. Whoever's here will start. Welcome.
It's okay. I copped it as well.
It's all right.
All right.
What time is it?
Assalamu alaikum. Bro, okay, here we go.
8:59, 8:30. That's
I was standing there for a good 20
your mic.
Why?
Yeah, it's a recording already.
I don't know, the door was locked.
Why didn't you knock?
Because I didn't want to disturb the
Bro, are you
amazing
serious?
podcast. I was listening.
But why didn't you knock?
I did eventually.
This is the African timing because they've got such good akhlaq. They do not want to disturb.
That's why they're always
people.
late. They're waiting outside to be let in.
That was a...
What the hell was that? Lada, what was that? We
I
need
don't know
to,
what to
bro,
say.
we need to come back for that. I need to come back for that.
No.
Hey, I like your shirt, man. MashaAllah.
Oh, thank you.
You know what it is? The English trained us well. I'm giving you one. You know,
Well,
I'm
they
giving
mustn't have reached. They mustn't have reached my home state. They
Huh?
mustn't have reached my home state. These
Yeah.
guys didn't let him in.
No, I think it's a general in the Muslim world. The
What about Arabs?
Arabs are the worst.
Timing
Sorry,
wise,
just say sorry.
Timing wise?
I'm talking about the Gulf specifically. No, this is famous about them starting work at 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
yeah, but that's the same as in India.
yeah.
Not all over India. In certain parts, I don't. wanna
Yeah,
single
but in
out
India
any
they're
cities.
poor. They should work a little bit harder. But in Arabs, the Gulf countries,
They
they,
can
go
afford
a
it.
reason to not work hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry,
anybody that's offended by this, please don't be.
I'm talking about
This is all in
the Gulf
jest.
countries. You know, like they've got nothing to work for.
What do you mean?
The Gulf countries.
Well,
As in, like, they're loaded.
Yeah,
what
as
about
a-
when
as
the
a
oil runs out? Oh, speaking of which, let's get back to food. I was waiting for Lada to walk in. Gentlemen, we went to Blue.
What's that?
What?
We went to Blue.
I've
Oh,
heard about this
yeah.
now.
Me and-
This has reached me to the different chains of narration about your.
Me and Lata decided that we were going to treat ourselves.
And where'd you go?
We went to Blue. Remember that seafood
Oh
restaurant?
yeah.
Mm.
We went a bit hard.
Yeah.
Not,
yeah.
not really. We kind of got the exact same menu that we got last time. When,
Are
we
you
went
serious?
Mala.
Did you guys have that much last time as well?
Except for the extra snapper.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have oysters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. My son
Yeah.
tried oysters for the first time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What do you
the
think?
first one he had, he didn't like it. Once you
Put
put
lemon.
once you put the lemon and Tabasco on it, then he
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Because
Yeah.
yeah, like the second one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's the taste of the ocean.
It needs something a little bit, you know.
But I'll tell you, I'll give it up to him. Even their cold squid salad, the cold squid,
I don't know.
Amazing.
I didn't really.
bro, I loved it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just cold food. I'm not a big fan of cold food, unless maybe only sushi.
Yeah, like
is
it's
an
not a meal.
exception.
It doesn't feel like a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, cold doesn't feel like a meal.
It's a bit weird,
Like
isn't it?
a meal has to be hot
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
for you, maybe. But
For me, if
I don't
I
know.
eat a piece of bread, it's like I've eaten during the day. That's my
that's where you were
How
going.
was that for a comeback?
I was wondering where that was going.
it's got to hot bread. It's got to be hot bread. It's got to be toast. No, it's got to be a hot meal. A meal is like a hot meal. Like even I made a sandwich and then I really enjoyed it and I felt full afterwards. But like cold chicken just sliced and put into us with salad and chicken
Oh, yum.
with mayo and stuff.
That's not a meal for you.
That's not a meal. It's not hot.
That's a sandwich, man.
It's
That's
a
not
sandwich.
Are you guys for real? A sandwich? You don't classify a sandwich as a meal?
No.
It's a
Even the
sandwich.
most elaborate sandwich. I used to work at this place. There was a Scottish lady. She used to like a canteen, whatever she ran, and she made the most elaborate like egg sandwich with all the like everything. Like it was with sun dried tomatoes and the whole works.
Yeah.
Nah, didn't do it for me.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a meal. It's like something. The heat, the hot meal, the idea of a curry.
Chuck the sandwich in the
Getting
microwave.
getting your hand into a greasy biryani or like a roti with something into a hot curry.
And
I'm
like
a Pakistani, so yeah.
5 minutes ago, I'm slowly changing my meal plan, my pattern, trying
Well,
to get onto a
that
good
sandwich this week came in because of,
thing. Chuck it in the microwave.
and I know it's good. I'm looking at it. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's still something deep down, missing.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I know exactly what Marlon's talking about.
See, I only feel it if I haven't had like meat. For me, it's meat.
Yeah, meat's.
Like,
But you can't. You
No,
can't.
I
Can you
can't.
eat cold meat though? It has
Yeah,
to be
I
hot.
can eat, no, if I eat meat, it's like I feel like I've had a meal.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be warm. Doesn't
No.
need to be hot.
No, because sometimes there's nothing
Yeah,
nicer than like a cold chicken.
For me, it's about the hot meal, not necessarily meat.
Yeah, see, for
Yeah.
me, it's
Yeah,
about meat.
like
and then after my meal, it's just I have to have something sweet. Sometimes if there's no ice cream or chocolate in the house, I'll just have a spoonful of Milo.
Yeah.
Like it's a really bad diet.
Yeah, I get that as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but
You gotta
sometimes I don't feel like
Now, every
anything
meal,
sweet
after
at all.
every meal, I need to have it.
Yeah. I got to turn my phone on. I mean, off.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that's
So
my
blue-
that was my so the restaurant, yeah, seafood. You called me and I've just now
We called a few people, like we called you, and then I think we called Irfan, and then we called Yasser as well.
okay, and nobody came.
Yasser was the one that turned up
Okay.
within like 10 minutes, alhamdulillah. But he lives in Falk now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in Melton.
Yeah. Like even the logistics of that is just annoying. I'm looking for a place. If anybody got a place to rent out near Heidelberg somewhere, please let me
What
know.
are we advertising now?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
And
let me
I'd
know.
like to buy a...
Because I've been out of the I'm in applying and I'm getting rejected, and so I need
How good was I that I did not say a word?
yeah behavior good
Thank
being
you,
a brother.
thank you.
Mashallah.
So yeah, unfortunately, like I've been out of the rental market like for like
Yeah, but do
nearly a
you put on
decade.
your form, I own a house and I want to move because I want to rent here?
Yeah, but it's not really sort of in the way the forms are. Yeah, I put it in there, but
It doesn't matter.
it does, but it's sort
No,
of like
that
not
has,
part
that
of
has an impact. It shows
it does
financially
no
you're stable.
yeah, but then what you have to do is you have
Like-
to show that the place that you're in is part of your income.
Yeah.
That's how it will be factored in. I realize that the way they do the formula,
Oh, right.
yeah, it's not shown as I own my house, whatever. No, I got to show that this is how much income I'll be making. Hence, look at my income.
Yeah, because if you just own a house and it's not generating income, it's just a liability. So that's how they see
if you
it.
own
Yeah.
it, it's not a liability.
Yes, it is.
How's it a liability?
for
if
rental
you own it?
purposes, you have to show income. It
No,
is
I
irrelevant.
understand that, but how is it a liability if you own it outright? What I mean by that is no mortgage, nothing. You own it outright.
Does it cost you money? Doesn't matter. It costs you money.
To maintain?
Yeah. Live in it, maintain, whatever. That's a liability.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
price of that land or that house will appreciate over time as well.
Doesn't matter. You're living
For
in
rental,
it.
anyway,
You're
let's not
taking
make
up that
rental complicated.
liabilities are
you-
just
you ca-
make you money.
just
not making
saying I
money.
own a house is not sufficient. You have to show income from the house. Now, since if you're living in it yourself, it's hard.
Do you want me to move in for a few months?
What's that?
Pay some rent. I'll pay you like $10 a month or something.
No.
Lala,
That'll-
what do you think? We move
That'll
in?
actually damage my profile, my rating. They got a rating for it. Like there's a rating thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been out of renting for
Really?
so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 33%. That's probably why I didn't get a house. I got to, jazz it up a bit.
But so this
Jazz
whole,
up my profile.
but that means the whole rental that system that they've got is very flawed.
No, it's because
Because you would be a good tenant. You'd pay your rent on time. I mean, you've got assets, all of these things. So the way they're working out their ratings is completely flawed.
I think it's just they just want to see cash flow.
Yeah.
They want to see you getting just steady cash flow so you can pay.
There
your
could
rent.
be some white supremacists at the other end as well. That's another thing.
That's a
Here we
That-
go.
that-
we were on
Khalid
track.
Shah, huh?
Do you have to put your picture?
I'll show you him.
Do you have to put your photo?
That's where my mind went straight away. Some racist, even though all the agents are Indian, but the owner is definitely some white guy. This is his negative second gearing, whatever property,
He doesn't want some dirty Arab moving in.
or whoever. Yeah.
Dirty Pakistani moving in.
What you had dirty in there?
I know. Yeah.
I noticed that.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like for that,
See what he
for
thinks
that
about.
reaction.
Huh?
For that reaction.
Yeah.
Well,
No, but
you're the one that said he's a white supremacist.
yeah.
I'm not judging
Yeah,
on
yeah.
purpose. He's just moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move.
Anyway, so I mean, trying to move, the way.
Why are you moving? Marlon?
Just the driving back and forth. Because madrasas in
Bro,
Heidelberg,
one word.
Imam in Ummah
Elton.
Centre.
yeah, that's hectic.
Imam in Doncaster. So I would probably cut my weekly drive by, 70-80% if
Yeah.
I can be in somewhere in Heidelberg.
That's
So-
a lot of hours.
Yeah, that's like 10 hours a week of less driving probably. Even here coming tonight, if I was in Heidelberg, it would take me 25 minutes.
Yeah.
From Melton, 37 minutes. 37.
But if
That's
we
smooth traffic.
But if we move in with you, we could
Yeah.
do the podcast at home.
No, that's fine. like
that. I like that idea.
I like my space.
We got the pad.
All right.
You could put bunk beds, your triple bunk beds from your madrasa. You're on the top one. Nah, no way. I ain't sleeping under that. I was like, what?
At your own risk.
Yeah.
At your own risk.
He would go, you, and then me, and then Lata.
Can we not talk about that? It's disturbing me. We're not that close. We're not that close.
Just a massive king size bed.
Astaghfirullah azim. Anyway. Yeah.
He doesn't know where to go right now. He's just like,
I
need to remove that image.
Yeah.
Imagine summertime, mate. All right. Anyway, what happened? Crypto. We're talking about the crypto crash. Did it crash? Did it reset? Did it correct? We have our resident cryptographer here. Oh, not cryptographer, but crypto.
What's happening? I don't know, because I hear like it's a bust at the moment.
Well, it's not just crypto. It's the most of the market is a bust.
Yeah.
At the moment, so it just translates into crypto. I guess that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Explain, why did it happen?
I mean, I've got like.
Go hard with the wildest conspiracy theory, whatever. Bring it here to the table.
All right. Have you guys heard of?
Get ready,
the Davos man or the Davos theory?
No.
Okay, so it's this whole thing that's supposedly the
Economic Forum.
Did you just go?
Yeah, I did.
Economic Forum.
Yeah, so there's this a group of people or entities who get together, and it includes like people in the media, people in
don't mention
big
names.
corporations. Yeah, I'm not mentioning names, but all these dudes and entities get together, and they decide that the economy is it's gone. So in order to maintain whatever we have, we've got to put a pause on everything and sort of create something new in its place. And what they've realized is I don't know if it's all of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin together. There's this notion that it's one now. There's
I've noticed that as well. I thought crypto, like altcoins and Bitcoin, were two different things.
Yeah, so there's
Mike.
there is this like internal battle within cryptocurrency where Bitcoin is trying to distance itself and say, we're not cryptocurrency, we're totally different. But cryptocurrency came from Bitcoin, so I don't know how that works, but that's up to them to decide. But
so it came from, you mean modeled on Bitcoin?
Whoever's debating this, debating this. So
okay.
Whether that's the crypto community or Bitcoin community, whatever you want to call them, it's up for debate. Because
what happened this? Sorry, just a side note. Something happened about a collapse of was exchange this week. There was one exchange that collapsed this week.
An exchange that collapsed. I'm not sure.
There was exchange
I did read something
in
about
Australia.
that as well.
There was one exchange that rorted money or something like that.
Do you guys know any names or anything like that? Not names, but just.
It was one of, there's so many now, but there was one of the exchanges that a lot of money went.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So continue what you were saying, Lata?
Yeah.
So
Davos?
anyways, so the idea, so this thing with Davos is that these people have realized that the current economic system is unsustainable, and it's done, and whatever's there with cryptocurrency can completely replace it. To the fact that they've actually, they've decided they've lost. So now it's damage control.
Who's lost?
The current system.
Okay.
So now there's damage control happening where they need to. You'll see it first where it'll happen in Europe. So Europe is the first target, where what they want to do is put a pause on the economic system in Europe and restart it with. You probably heard this term being chucked out there: central bank decentralized central bank coins or CDBCs.
No, I haven't.
You mentioned this before. Basically, reserve banks or central banks will come up with their own
crypto.
Yeah. So to do that, they need to collapse economies all around the world, and the first target is Europe.
Who's saying this?
This is his theory.
It's this theory.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's called. Well, you want if you call them, you can.
Davos is real, but this is a conspiracy theory.
Well, it originally Davos was a theory.
Lata, do not back down.
Originally, it was a theory, and then it came out into the open where now they accept it as
It's a forum.
You know,
yeah.
it's a forum. But originally, it was a theory because people thought, no way, there's this secret forum that people come about and do this and do that, and then now it's like
It's normal.
you can't hide it. It's
confusing
normal.
with the other
Not
one?
Bilderberg. He's
No,
talking
I'm
about
not.
Bilderberg.
I'm not talking about Bilderberg.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Which is also a real thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
But originally, even Bilderberg was a theory, a conspiracy theory, and then eventually it came out that it's a real thing. So this is the same thing.
But it's not really the average person's concern if rich people, powerful people meet and, you know.
But it is because then
Have discussions.
when you want to go buy bread, instead of paying $4, you're going to pay $20. You're going to pay $50, $100. Imagine what life will be.
I don't think that's the point of those meetings. I think that just
but
they what they're talking about is like at a very large scale smoothing, you know,
But it affects.
international
But
laws.
it affects
You've
you.
been brainwashed.
It affects you because you have to buy
Yeah, that's
things.
fine.
You have to get by. You know what I mean?
It's all right.
What if you can't get a rental because of Davos?
So in conclusion, crypto is dead. Is it?
No, it's not dead.
Okay.
It's
Wait, what the hell?
it's
Whoa,
fine.
back up, brother, back up.
it's actually winning, but
Yeah. Doesn't
you know.
look like if this is what winning looks like, because it seems to.
It had this is in terms of the hits that crypto has had or Bitcoin has had. This
Yeah.
is like a blimp in the ocean. You know, just a tiny little drop in terms of its crashes.
Blimp is like a huge.
It's
Not in the ocean.
Huge.
not in the ocean.
Not in the ocean.
A
Compared
blimp?
to the ocean, a blimp is tiny.
I know, but it's a strange. I think blip. I think you meant blip. So I'm just
You
correcting
meant
English. Huh?
I mean, blimp.
A blimp?
Whichever analogy you would like.
Lata's over it.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess if
It's
you're
in the
looking from
ocean.
Google Maps
Yeah.
into the ocean, then a blimp is very small. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's keep going.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
we'll go with that.
It's a grain of rice in a sack. It's a grain of sand in the desert.
It's a grain.
It's
It's a grain of rice on your plate. You all know that one's a hot meal.
I don't need rice.
Today's funny podcast. I like this. You guys,
Right,
you guys are comedians
I
today.
walked in. My question, Tim, was, "Are you grumpy? Because
Yeah.
you're killing the vibe."
No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going about crypto has crushing. How the Hindenburg is
Lada, keep going.
Hindenburg,
Yeah.
isn't it? That was the one that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
The
one
humanity.
that- the one that came down.
Yeah.
I want to maybe take it in a different direction, right? What you know, if this certain, I don't know, these theories and whatnot turn out to be true, right?
Mm.
And you know, I don't know, the whole economy goes a bust and whatnot. As Muslims, like how do we like navigate this that kind of environment? Like, are we
Can we steal and loot the
like
shops?
what do we do? Like, how do we just
He said, "Of course not." Just in case it didn't come through on the microphone. To me,
What do you mean? Like,
I don't
nothing's
know,
like the economy's still running.
no,
dollars,
I'm talking
AUD
hypothetically.
still stable.
I'm talking about hypothetically, like it's just a conversation.
Like
You
if the
know?
economy collapses.
Yeah, if there's anarchy and stuff like that,
hyperinflation
what do we
stuff.
do as Muslims? Like, what are we supposed to do?
I mean, if there's hyperinflation and the let's say Australian dollar, because we live in Australia, devalues to the point
No
of
way.
where it's like
like Zimbabwe.
if it becomes like that, then like what are you supposed to do as a Muslim?
I don't
What
know.
do you think? Like nothing. There's not much. You live in that economy. You have to deal with like people in Syria went through a war.
Yeah,
They went through like the value of whatever money they have there 1 year. The next year is like a third and a half of what it is. So what is the
just get on with life as best as you can.
yeah,
And make sure you're doing
it's
amal.
about survival then, you know?
yeah,
Like you can't lie and cheat and, you know, all the haram things that become halal.
yeah.
Even in something becoming haram, something haram becoming halal, something haram,
How does that happen? What?
like for example, if you have to eat, like if you don't have food to eat your family, you have to eat carrion, dead animal,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Let's say roadkill, like if that's what you have to feed your family to survive, an extreme situation
yeah.
of surviving. And this is like some rule, you know, there's rules being
So it's preservation of life.
preservation of life, but you can't, like for example, steal your neighbor's food.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot harm others.
Even if it means to save your own life.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't harm others in the process of that.
Yeah.
You can do
What were you
everything.
planning, bro?
Like all the other things. All the other things can probably be acceptable.
Yeah.
According to the need, right?
Yeah.
According to the need. So, for example, like even for that analogy of that's usually given books is of pork and carrion or alcohol. Like you're only allowed to take that much to keep you alive. You can't get rich of it.
Yeah.
You know, like some people throw out like people have been critiquing it in forums and so forth. The hex fatwa from Anik, which hex is halal.
Yeah.
Which one?
Right, this week.
Hex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
So,
the
of course-
university thing, yeah.
Yeah. So hex or help, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
So, and they say no, inflation, CPI indexation, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
The ulama have written very clearly about this historically, that the names don't change the reality of the transaction. If you give different names to it, it makes like inflation exists in time of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I mean, if there's a drought or a famine, price of things goes up. The value of what you can get for that dinar or dirham that's what it is. You know, the power of the coin.
But that's not inflation though. That's something else.
What do you mean?
So,
What's inflation?
I think you're mixing up inflation with the market fluctuations.
No. Inflation is what you can get with the currency, what you can buy with it.
No, inflation is like
Google it, man. Google it.
hang on.
I Googled it before I came here.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Say if you have $1,000,
Yep.
right, and that $1,000 is worth $1,000.
Yes.
And I come along and I print that exact same
No.
$1,000.
Please don't
No,
get into conspiracy.
he-
I'm
I'm
talking about you're talking about something else.
It's not
He's
conspiracy.
talking
No,
about the
no,
value
no,
of
let me
goods.
finish.
Purchasing value of goods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me finish.
what you can buy with it.
Yeah, but that's not inflation though. We need
The
to use
reasons,
the right
the
terms.
reasons. I gave you a reason of famine. Let's say
Yeah.
the value of what
It is inflation.
with a given.
Prices have inflated.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not from the printing of money, but due to other.
It doesn't matter what the reason is. The reason
Due to
because
whatever factor.
the printing of money reduces confidence. There actually isn't that much money or value behind it. So the $1,000 you can buy this much bread with it, or $1 you can buy this much food with it. Let's say bread, right? A loaf of bread costs $5,
Yeah.
right? The economy takes a hit. There's war. There's famine. To buy a loaf of bread now is 10 of that. So that means that there is. The value of that, what you can get with it is less. And this can happen anywhere. Like Mansa Musa comes into Egypt,
Yeah.
the richest man in the history, you know. I bet you he was always on
gold.
time. That's why he was so rich. But anyway, so Mansa Musa, he came into Egypt. He gave out gold so much, right? He caused it took 30 a generation to recover from that, right? Because the gold wasn't worth anything because it was so commonly available. Anyway, that's a different thing. But what I was saying was that inflation is like a normal part of just an economy. It's not something, whether you use gold, whether you use dollars, it's just throughout history, human history, conditions, wars and so forth can affect that. They said when it comes to the hex thing, the nature of the transaction is what? You borrow money, you're paying back more. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You know, there is a fatwa in the Middle East, and I say in the Middle East because it seems to be only coming from the Middle East, and I think most ulama have ignored it, and which is that in extreme situations, one of my teachers from Kuwait, he is discussing this masala, but the modern ulama, contemporary ulama split on this. In extreme hyperinflation, like extreme situation where economy collapses,
Yeah.
if I give you a loan, for example, no interest, nothing, I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah.
You have to pay me $1,000 next year, let's say.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there was a war,
Yeah.
right? That currency collapses. The value of it collapses.
Yeah. That's a
So now next year you're paying me $1,000.
of that collapsed currency.
But the stored value of that $1,000 is like $10.
Yeah, So that $1,000. Then some ulama
Yeah.
have looked at it in that extreme situation where it drops more than a third and a half. That the both should negotiate a reasonable, even though there's a discrepancy. Because if there's any discrepancy,
Yeah.
then this falls under the riba, interest. If I'm paying back more or you're taking back less, if there's any discrepancy to the 1,000 when it comes to currency, then the difference is interest, clear cut. That is the classic definition. That will always be the definition.
So
But in this sort of weird situation, where there's a famine or a war or something, where the currency can collapse or reduce in value so much that out of doing a favor to you, now I'm suffering, right? So some scholars are of the view that they put it, if it drops, this is not applicable to hex. Like this sort of analogy is not applicable to hex, because in hex, in the CPI indexation that's applied to it, it's only 1 or 2% per year, right? It's very small changes, and generally Australian economy generally is very, very stable. So you cannot even apply that analogy. Also, it's not even a necessity. This is another thing. Discussions. This is a big topic. HEX is not really a. Is it a necessity for the Muslims of Australia that, like in certain circumstances, extreme necessity allows certain things and all because it benefits society.
But the flip side of that argument would be, what if the majority of Muslims can't afford to go to uni then?
Oh, well, they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, well, that's right.
No, who said that? Who said that? There's multiple ways you can study, multiple ways you can get into a certain fields.
Give us some examples.
Number one, certain companies offer direct from high school. There's scholarships. Scholarships is one thing.
What if you're not that smart and you can't get a scholarship?
You shouldn't be at uni. You're just too dumb to.
Oh, come on.
No, look,
you're wasting resources of the ummah.
No,
like why are you going to uni for?
Nah, people that get scholarships are like the cream of the cream. You know
we don't need the ummah doesn't need.
On a roll today.
You know that sign, your nation. The ummah doesn't need you. We should have this one. Ummah doesn't need. No,
Yeah, please.
I'll just offend all the people that are not so smart.
Please make it clear that you are joking.
I am joking. I'm joking.
No, it needs to be made
So
clear.
a couple of pathways, scholarships. How come all the foreign students they work and study?
Because they don't have any other means, so they have to.
Yeah, exactly. So there is an alternative,
And
right?
they're paying a lot more.
Yeah.
And they're paying more than local
That's
students.
That's
true.
a good point.
Their
That's
fees,
a
their
really
fees
good
are
point.
50 to 75% more than local.
That's a good point. I
So,
think, we're just probably lazier.
so firstly, and all our doctors are imported, as far as I can see. Anyway, I go to my local super clinic, and there's one white guy. Looks like to me like out of 25 doctors. There's Baghdadi. There's all these Indian doctors and Bangladeshis and Greeks, and you look at the whole list. Oh, okay, so we're not even making doctors here. So people say we need to have our own doctors. Well, all our doctors are getting imported. Now I think the skills migrant things are reduced. Not all of them, but there's a big chunk. So what is it that we need in terms of university from Muslim? Do we really need? So is there an alternative? Yes, there's an alternative. Look at the foreign students. Because in front of them, you're going to say, oh, we can't study. The sheikhs are depriving us of university study. Scholarships is one thing. Direct to like Penguin Publishing and big publishing houses, they don't even want to. I don't think if they want a high school certificate, they have their own programs for internal development. Yeah. They said
a lot of companies are starting to do that now. They don't want people that are groomed like from school.
They will take them directly. You know, all those high school dropouts, uni dropouts that were smart.
They'll
establish all those IT companies. These guys are so smart. They've figured out we can. Before they drop out, we'll catch them.
Yeah.
we'll grab them, and they taste the money and working with a big company. It's a smart tactic. So you can actually go directly into industry. Also, you can study part time.
Yeah.
You can borrow money from family, right? I'm saying about all the ways the HEX alternatives. There's actually multiple. Someone sent a whole list of ways, and UK ulama suggest Mufti Zubair from UK. He gave a whole list because in UK. See, this is a difference in Australia and UK. We're pathetic here. Really, we're pathetic here. In UK, you know what UK were done? They've just presented to 10 Downing Street. A petition was presented. They went there and with MPs. They had Muslims that we want interest-free loans for university.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually have proper meetings, and they've been doing this for the last, and they've been promised that we'll have something in place. And you know how many students refuse, despite the fatwas? Like many Muslims will not listen to the Anik fatwa. Alhamdulillah, they won't listen to it. And many people in the UK, no, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. And my personal view is, I'm a member, and I'm saying they shouldn't. Because it's like 4 or 5 people decided. But in UK, many ulama, like they gave fatwas, Dr. Haytham Haddad, or due respect to all these European Fatwa Council, but tens of thousands of students have will not go into uni and get an interest loan.
That's fantastic.
Or they will think, so that those petitions are coming from them. They said, like our deen is more important than getting a degree. So because if the degree is your life depend on degree?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And and necessity. When it comes to necessity, you look at whether your life or limb is at risk.
Yeah.
So you cannot just extend. Is it a necessity haja, which is like the next level down? Like the first level of need or necessity, I keep swapping the definitions. One is a necessity, one is a need. Is there a need for Muslims to have professionals? Yeah, the only field, I thought about it a little bit, the only field that maybe is lawyers, like legal, because generally lawyers are not made overseas.
Yeah, Muslims need lawyers in Australia.
Yeah,
we 100% need that.
that's the only thing. But then we have like people who are So that's probably the only field. In doctors, I don't see the need for making Australian doctors because we bring them from overseas anyway. And there's so many Muslim doctors already. You know, mosque is like 20 or 30, you know. So, but anyway, putting the, how do we end up talking about Hex?
See, he's dropping the Doncaster thing again.
I know, yeah, he just bought it in.
Name,
You've got to watch him and pay attention because every now and then.
in our mosque, we've got 20 or 30. But how many of them?
I mean, most mosques, there's like a bunch of doctors, you know, mashallah.
Yeah,
so, anyway, like this week, just another fatwa that, not fatwa, but another ilmi thing.
But why didn't the other ulama, sorry, just to go back before you go on, why didn't the other ulama within Anik go, mate, you can't do that?
Oh, there's some voices against it, but
Well, you've just become very vocal against it.
I'm not in the fatwa council. There's a fatwa council, so
Okay.
yeah.
Are they muftis?
You just opened up a can.
Go ask them if they're qualified as a muftis, especially in fatwa, in it with any. And that's the thing. Like my suggestion is actually that I suggested to ulama this week, just put it out there in groups and things that why not we have a body of research and fatwa in Australia.
Yeah.
Before the fatwas are put out, some research is done. Number one.
Yeah.
So these guys, you're telling me these guys didn't research
Discussions were, they had very probably in-depth discussions, but I haven't seen any rationale behind the statement yet. No imam in Australia has seen it.
Okay.
So if we're expected as imams to even support it, we don't even know why we should support it. How is it possible that for 20 years it's always been known to be not halal and then all of a sudden it's made halal? And then someone will say like, oh, alhamdulillah, it's been made halal. Like, what do you mean it's made halal? How did it become halal? You know, like all of a sudden it just... So these are this type maybe...
Can we talk about weed?
No, that's 100% haram. Anyways, on a side topic, this week I went to see one brother who does a hilal sighting. So he's got his telescope. So I've made a video. Inshallah, I'll be releasing it
he's vlogging now.
tonight,
That's right. Since
tomorrow.
the last time we spoke, he's a vlogger now.
Yeah, well, I did a vlog of the mosque and then I went and did a vlog down at Princess Pier.
How's that going?
What's that?
Your vlogs?
No, I just done a second one. I just to try it out and go out there. These brothers are there. These families, they go out. They go out. Yeah, these family brothers, sisters around Australia, they go out and they do like hilal sighting every month. They sit there, you know, for 3-4 hours. They use a telescope. They got their equipment and they're sitting there. And it was nice actually. I spent a couple of hours with the brother. He's from Indonesia.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, so I'll put the vlog. It's about a half-hour vlog. So I interviewed him, asked him a lot of questions.
What is it? Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for his vlogs.
So go to my channel, Sheikh Khalid Shah, and you'll find that video probably tomorrow, Thursday. Well, this will be put on Friday, so yesterday. Have a look yesterday, and you'll find it
that
on
was just a mind blow of a conversation. Tomorrow, Thursday, but then it'll be on Friday. So
we're recording Wednesday, and that'll be put up on Thursday, and this will be released probably on Friday. But anyway.
But who knows?
So anyway, it was a good thing. Now at the moment, what I'm doing is, and I actually have to go now because
what?
Because
all right, we'll finish off.
Yeah, you guys can finish off. I might go out for about 15 minutes if you guys are continuing, and then come back.
Yeah, we'll continue.
I'm checking the red twilight for Isha.
Oh,
so the disappearing of red is the time for Isha starting.
Yeah.
And in my estimation, it's probably half an hour earlier than the calendar. I checked with a few ulama locally and overseas yesterday.
Yeah.
We could chop like a half an hour of Isha, in
Really?
my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not putting that as an official thing out there. Basically, it's to do the measurement of the degrees. And at the moment, it's 10:05. The earliest is 10:05.
Yeah.
It could be like 9:40, maybe earlier.
No, Isha's not 10:05. What are you talking about?
On the calendar? What's that?
No.
Sorry? 10:05, yeah.
Yeah.
10:26.
That's the Hanafi time, maybe. The white twilight disappearing.
10:26.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's a
man,
Hanafi.
we need to
I was
talk
gonna
after
say,
this.
like-
So just for the people who don't know, if the way there's a difference of opinion in the three madhahib, Maliki, Shafi, and Hanbali,
yeah.
that when the red disappears in the horizon,
Mm.
that's when Isha time is there.
Yeah, that's
It's not the yellow, it's not the white. In the Hanafi fiqh, it's like 50-50. 50% say when half disappears. Half of them say when the white disappears, and half of them say when the red disappears. So
what comes first? The red comes first.
The red comes, of course. Yeah, the
Then
sun
the white.
sets and it's red, then it's yellow, then it's white. The Shafi'is actually broke it down into three. They said when the red disappears, Maghrib finishes, Isha starts.
Mm.
The yellow, because I was actually not aware of that distinction until I looked in the Shafi book yesterday.
Yeah.
Because when I was doing it, I'm looking at it last night because I've
Do
been
you
doing
want to go check this and then come back and continue this conversation because this is really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's a bit cloudy outside, but I'll have a
Check it
look.
tomorrow.
But
It is cloudy outside.
no, I'll be like waiting till tomorrow thinking about it. So I need to go do it.
All right, you go do it. We'll pause this conversation
Yeah.
because you don't want to miss it. Because if you're telling me Shah's half an hour early, I'm loving
Yeah, but I
it.
wanted to finish the podcast now.
Sorry,
so,
go.
but no.
He
So,
just
so,
wants to
so
know
what
just
it is?
half an hour
So
early.
when the
Done.
red sets, the problem is that we need to find a place that generally Melbourne is pretty flat.
Yeah.
Especially looking the western horizon. So I'm in Melton. It's pretty like thing. I went to a national forest the other day. Tomorrow I'll go to Doncaster Hill because it's up high up. So I'm testing it at different places. Initially, I was coming up with a figure of so the way you calculate the red generally because the Muslim countries are closer to the equator. So the degrees that are always known, meaning the degrees that the sun is below. So if you see all the different formulas, they give you different Asia times, you know, in the apps.
Yeah.
So they're talking about 15 degrees, 18 degrees, 12 degrees, and so forth.
Don't even pay
So
attention to that.
those different like Karachi University, Qura,
Yeah.
Muslim World League, they have all.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? What they actually, when it comes to Isha and Fajr, it's to do with the degrees the sun is below the horizon. So when the sun is after setting, it's at 15 degrees. Generally, the red disappears.
Okay.
When it's 18, that's when the white disappears, which is on the other half of the Hanafis. The Hanafis are 50-50 on either view. If you want to be like careful, you follow all the, like you make sure you wait till 10:25 or whatever it is. And in
Bro, I've been struggling with this,
December-
man.
So therefore, the problem is that because we're so south of the equator in Melbourne, those degrees are not so accurate anymore, right? So then from the preliminary tests that I've done, some of my students did it, and then I've done it a few times, we're probably like, instead of like 10:05, which is for the 15 degrees, the lesser one, the red disappearing, it was 10 minutes earlier, like, so far what I've checked.
Yeah.
But now when I was looking at yesterday, when I reached that 13.5 degrees, I'm looking at it's yellow, it's not red.
Mm.
And I've always assumed the yellow was, until I looked in Shafiq books and I realized, red means red. I know it sounds.
I get it.
Yeah, I just assumed that yellow,
red.
the
It
yellow
meant
was
red.
yellow was attached to the red. Yellow was attached to the red, and therefore it was like a type of red.
I would have thought it was white.
But
yeah.
and then I realized that no, it's actually part of the white.
Yeah.
The yellow is part of the white.
Yeah, because the red is gone. There's no red in the sky anymore.
Yeah.
So the red tinge goes. So you get the red, like very bright red. Then you get like a what do you call it? Like a red mixed in with grey. So there's a tinge of red in the blue or in the sky.
Are you revolutionizing Isha Salat in Australia?
No, I'm not. So I think many people have done this in Australia. They've done it as well, but I don't know where they are. I've read things about people 20, 30 years ago.
Maybe you need to write a book on this.
I can't write a book, but in some time in the future maybe. But you need to collect. I need to collect a lot more data over the next 2 weeks. But I will be changing it for my mosque. That's for sure. Making it earlier, after I've done about maybe another 2 weeks of tests. You know, because it's a weird thing. Like what you're actually doing is why is it red? So if you just imagine the world is a globe, the world is round. And so
Just
it's
imagine it.
so
He
the
just told
sun
us the world is round. That's
as the
hilarious.
sun is setting,
Yeah.
it goes through where like in sunset the sun is going across the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
So therefore it's to do with the refraction of light. That's why you get the red.
Yep.
But there's so many factors in that because it's going through the atmosphere. It's an atmospheric phenomena. So then, like a glass of water, when light refracts through, now it depends on what's in the water.
Different rays, yeah.
Like if there's,
Whatever
coffee,
chemicals, this, that.
yeah.
would-
So
would change the
in the
hues, yeah.
atmosphere, humidity,
different gases,
clouds, different layers, all of these things,
Yeah.
they affect
Yeah,
the refraction.
But do you think it was meant to be that complicated?
No, the hadith is very clear. When the red disappears, it's pretty much as simple as that. But
That's
the
it.
thing is, getting an accurate number,
he's
degrees.
just enjoying finding that out, and he's explaining the whole process.
Yeah.
Let
So
the man
getting
do his
getting
work.
that red, the degree for the red, like
Yeah.
the safest degree. Like, okay, it's possible that at 12, 13, 14, 15, like
Yeah.
there could be a variation. It might not be exactly one. So what you do is you choose the latest one just to be safe in case sometimes
Yep.
that. So
Which is mine.
what's that? No,
10,
your one is
10,
no,
yeah,
your one.
10,
No, that's the abiyah. That's the white one. We're talking about the red only.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting. Like 200-300 years ago, the Bulgars, like they, one of the
okay,
the Muslims that are far north, like living near the Arctic, right?
Yeah.
So in Russian and all those countries. So they knew that the day was like it doesn't
end.
end.
Yeah.
So fuqaha have always, they knew about all these strange cases and so forth. So they came up with solutions like, for example, follow the closest city that where Muslims are fasting normally and so forth. But anyway, getting back to the red. So when the red disappears in the horizon, so it's easy for us in Melbourne compared to maybe Sydney, because Sydney, they've got all the mountains around, the blue mountains and so forth. So if there is mountains around and you can't get an accurate reading, or very tall buildings and so forth, like if you're in the CBD.
See, that's important when you go bush to remember that.
What's that? To keep an eye out for these.
But if there's mountains around, don't just assume it's dark.
Yeah.
Well, then you resort to even Ibn Qudam al-Maqdisi, the great Hanbali alim, he said resort to the white one, because that one confirms it. Because if you see on east and west, it's black, like it's the same color, like the white twilight is gone. That means it's night, Isha time. If there's a tall mountain, then you go by the Hanafi time, as a contingency, you know. But we're talking about the reason why this is important, because in our mosque, in generally Melbourne, our mosque specifically, because Ramadan is gradually coming into summer, and as it is coming into summer, then that means that Taraweeh is going to be like midnight finishing. Yeah. If we can chop 15-20 minutes, half an hour off for our neighbors, it makes a big difference. Yeah. So because our mosque is 20 years ago when Ramadan was in Isha, that's like we're a smaller community. Now it's a lot more people.
It'll be packed.
Yeah.
Every Ramadan.
So it's going to be challenging. Like to do that is going to be challenging. Therefore, this could be could help a little bit alleviate some of the pressure on our neighbors. Anyway, that's what how I've been spending my week.
Yeah, but with that, everyone should go check with their local Imam Alim about Salah times, not just freestyle it from this podcast.
Well, the calendars are safe. They're following calendars. The calendars are safe.
Disclaimer clear.
Yeah. The study is yet to be concluded, and I will probably release a video eventually in about 2 months' time.
Vlog. He's doing this for his vlog.
It's all for the gram. In about 2 months, I'll probably do I'll have enough data and tests and so forth, and hopefully be able to share that, inshallah. But inshallah. So I better go out quickly.
All right, we'll see you in 15 minutes. Me and Lata are just going to hold the fort.
Are you going to pause it or?
No, we'll keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay.
Look how worried he is. He's so worried.
Come out and see with me, so you can see the Shafaq Ahmad.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. So
true.
All right, let's pause it, and then we'll come back to it. Don't forget to press the bell icon.
Don't pause it yet.
Are you going to check? All right, we're going to check it and come back. Are you actually going outside or just through the window?
I like how you're talking into the mic as you're talking. you went in to talk to the mic.
Still recording?
Yes.
Welcome back to the Masjid Carpark. It was like an ad break. Right?
But it was just like nobody's around.
No, you know what you do? Wait, let me put this on.
Last person should
when you edit the recording, just fast forward the waiting bit.
Sorry, bro.
What do you think, guys? Okay, for all of our listeners, tell us what you think about this idea once he's done it, if he does it. This bit where there was nobody in the room, you just press fast forward on the recording. Yeah. So it's in fast forward.
I can just
and then
cut it out.
Back. No, don't cut it out.
Why we need to make it sit through nothingness?
Yeah, but it'll take what, 10 seconds, 20, 30 seconds?
Yeah, I guess
It'd be cool.
Yeah, all right.
Listen, just go.
He's the one doesn't have to edit it. I'm the one who has to edit it.
He's just making extra
time.
Use my directorial
Now I've got to learn a new process.
See, I'm looking out for you.
On video editing.
How cold is it outside, man? We had such nice weather. Now
it's
actually cold again.
It is.
So we went to check, but it's very cloudy. But they got the basic idea.
That was really interesting.
Yeah,
that was actually really. You know,
I think people. There's a lot of there's a lot of people that we've just assumed the formulas and we just accept them on face value. Yeah. But you can only confirm them after actual doing mushahada, going out and witnessing it.
Okay, I got an idea. Why don't we do a podcast from a mountaintop?
How would you do that, though?
We can do it.
We can. You know, I've got lights.
If we can do it, that sounds
batteries
awesome.
Now. I've got the batteries.
No, these lights you can put batteries on.
No, I've already got the batteries for the ones at home.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, you've already got
that.
Yeah.
Like those ones. Yeah. Right? I reckon that would be pretty cool.
Which mountaintop? What are you talking about? Where?
I'll find one. A couple of hours away. Whatever.
No, can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Here we go.
But the ocean, the problem is it picks up, because even though I did the vlog, there's too much noise. The wind is too much.
Yeah, and the water crashing.
Yeah, no, the ocean won't work.
It's not as nice.
In the middle of summer,
we'll figure something out.
We'll just go bush one night.
We'll figure out one.
Or the car park podcast around a campfire.
Or at a car park.
Wow.
or in a car
All right.
park,
In the masjid.
What's
yeah.
the next?
or in your lounge room,
Can I see the topics?
or in your bedroom,
Sure.
on the bunk beds.
Booster shot, man.
Or my idea,
Booster shot.
booster shot.
Yeah,
You know what you're talking about.
I don't know. You said booster shot, like
What? Oh, the third booster. What do you think about that?
yeah.
What do you think about
just-
the fourth? And
Fifth
the
and
sixth?
sixth.
And the
It's
sixth?
going to be like a yearly
and the-
vaccination.
And then
Yeah,
continue.
just get it done, like flu vax. You know,
Just get it done.
just get it done.
What's your
No-
opinion on that, Lata? Don't hold back.
Me?
Notice how I keep saying don't hold back. I'm
Why,
enjoying it.
why do you say don't hold back?
Because I love it. I'm enjoying it. It's just one of those things.
So the African variant
Oh, here we go.
was not is stronger than the Indian variant apparently.
Omicron.
They all beat the Chinese one. Yeah. What do you think about that? The Omicron?
Omicron?
We're going to learn the whole Greek alphabet. by the
Right,
end of
there's
this.
going to be another one, then another one, then another one, then another one. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just another variant, I guess.
yeah.
It is what it is.
What can I say?
Viruses mutate. Flu's been
Mutates,
mutating
Yeah.
every year.
Pfizer's ready with tablets.
I
and
just
ready with
don't
new
like
injections.
what they did with the banning the African countries. I thought I was like, what? And it's now that
Everyone else is silent.
yeah, like you know they did that, yeah, where they just
Yeah.
all these
It
countries.
wasn't
are
about
just-
Africa. It was about banning the countries where the variant was.
but it's there now.
I don't
It's-
disagree with
it's-
that.
it's in-
I actually don't disagree with that.
but it's in Australia. It's in
the
America.
first Victorian
it's
was
in-
only today.
yeah, but
look, with the
Was he from Africa? See what happens when we.
he was from Pakistan.
Yeah. But you know where the virus came from?
China,
No. This variant, you know where it came from?
South Africa.
No.
Belgium,
Apparently, yeah, from Netherlands or somewhere like that.
Yeah,
Eastern Europe,
yeah.
Yeah.
no, Western Europe.
Scandinavian countries, not Eastern. or
It's
Western.
Scandinavia.
So
Not Scandinavia. It's Scandinavia.
The Vikings.
yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, it's the
So-called
Viking.
The Viking
But
variant.
it's. I don't think it's gonna. Apparently, it's not as serious.
Well, if,
Yeah.
if it's from the
It's
Vikings,
It's not as bad as
it's
the
more
Indian one.
it's
It's
more
the
contagious.
Delta one.
It's not a curry. It's just a sandwich at lunchtime.
Don't take it too seriously. It doesn't count. So
It's not a real meal.
inshallah, it's not as. But apparently, it's not as. And the vaccine seems to be holding. So it looks like.
yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Like people are getting sick, but
Bro,
like
I'm
sort
over
of-
it. I'm over it. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Just
Yeah,
let's
if the
go.
advice,
Don't
medical
put us
advice
in-
is take it.
Don't put us
you
in
know.
lockdown again. Let's just get on with life.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're going on lockdown again.
No, we're not.
Yes,
No
we
way.
will.
Impossible.
You think we're gonna go in lockdown again?
100%. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so confident that
I
we're going to go
think
into
if we
lockdown.
go into lockdown,
This Omicron
again,
is going to take us into lockdown.
no
Yeah.
way. There'll be
Yeah,
anarchy.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
Bro, okay.
In-
I've had so many conversations about this. I don't think I can go through another lockdown. It's just too much.
What about-
mentally?
What about just a quick snap lockdown?
That's what they said last time.
Three days.
We had a
Snap.
one week snap lockdown that went for like 3 months.
But it's for your safety and health.
Now, here we go. I am not an anti-vaxxer. Been vaxxed. I'll get the booster shot. I'll do all of that. I'll probably listen to when they say we're going another lockdown, but I will struggle mentally with another lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think
everybody.
all of Victoria will. It's too intense.
Yeah.
But
But like,
we'll all move
Just
into the same.
keep giving us the booster shots. Send it in the mail. Send it the tablets in the mail. Like to
So every morning it'll be like one of those dark,
Yeah.
sci-fi movies. You just get up and then go straight to
yeah.
it.
that'd be such a what a scary outlook.
But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you guys don't seem too concerned though. You guys are just like, it is what it is. Like, yeah.
Well,
because we're older and we.
It's like
it doesn't.
I got 15 years left, right? Whatever. The amount of
she'll be
chocolate,
right, mate.
the amount of chocolate
This-
and ice cream
yeah.
I eat,
She'll be
inshallah,
right.
it'll be like
We're having
another
midlife
30 years.
crisis. Like we
I'm about to buy a Harley. That's much more dangerous than Omicron.
Yeah,
I'm not.
we're having midlife crisis. Like, this is not the least of our
I
concerns.
know. It's just like Omicron virus, whatever, man.
Yeah. These young people are getting stressed out about conspiracy theories. What's wrong with them?
It is.
She'll be
that's
right
nice.
because they got such hopeful outlook on future. They got this, high hopes.
Well,
in
wait till
dunya,
the reality
high
of the
hopes in-
world hits you.
It hasn't.
No,
yeah.
the one thing that just comes to mind, I remember when I was young, I met this guy. He I was about 18 or 19, and I said that to him. And we're talking about age, and this was a very old man. And he said, I remember when I was 18, I blinked, and now I'm 60.
Poor.
Bro, I'm like 32 years from 60 now.
Yeah, you wish.
Midlife crisis happening, boys. All right, 33.
Someone said, you should look like the best version of yourself at your age, like in your age category.
Huh?
Yeah,
Like you should look like people trying to look like they're 60, trying to look 40.
Look
they're
the
40.
Look
the
a
best
good
version of your
60.
age.
Yeah, you got to look at
Yeah.
the best version of your age group.
Yeah,
That's how you should see it.
Yeah, but there's
Like-
some very young looking people at about of my
Yeah,
age
like
group.
Tom Cruise, like 55.
Yeah, but that's called like
You know.
every sort of chef under the sun, diet, exercise.
Yeah, yeah.
and there's a lot of makeup
And
too.
a lot of makeup, all of these things.
Yeah, but
there's
that's
a lot of fakeness, you know.
Right, if
Someone
I-
put other 55-year-olds next to him. It looks like it's amazing. It's like a miracle.
is,
Like
it is.
he's been like
He looks 20, man.
he's
20,
been
he
using like
looks he's
baby
in his 20s. He looks like he's
sacrificial
in-
sacrifice. That's baby blood or something like that. There's all these conspiracy theories about their rich using
Yeah.
to stay young.
We got it. We got it, bro. We got it.
So anyway, new serum,
I'll be
But-
back.
So anyway, they
Next podcast, Molana comes looking 20 years old. Yeah,
so
anyway.
like if you're 40 years old,
Yeah.
45, 47,
what the hell, bro? Where you going
you should
with
not
this?
be trying to look like you're 27. Dressing in puffy jackets and
It's and I'm not
And
gonna
you
go-
should- and-
I'm going to respect the ulamanis.
yeah,
Shouldn't look like you shouldn't.
yeah,
you
shouldn't be wearing
looking
hoodies at the
homeless.
age of 35.
Hoodies. No, hoodies are good. They're comfortable.
Anyway, no. Should we call it a night?
What call it a night? I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
man. I mean, we can call it a night, but let's chit chat for a bit.
Scotty,
What do you reckon, Scomo? I'll bet you he's going to make it through.
Yeah.
This election?
Good man.
The bill of the religious discrimination bill that appeals to the silent majority.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, good man? Do you like Scotty?
Yeah, I support him.
I can't stand him, man.
I'm a
Actually,
on what
no,
basis?
I can't
On what
stand him.
basis?
On what
I'm on
basis,
the
Wajid?
fence. I just sports roots.
It's the
Hawaii.
green.
It is. It is. I read the Guardian.
Yeah, the green.
All right.
hippie nonsense.
Cut me and I'll bleed the Guardian.
The hippie.
Yeah.
No logical explanation. Please explain
I
why.
don't need a logical explanation.
No, but
I think for Muslims,
Look.
I think for it's complicated, right? It depends on where you are and your local MP.
Yeah.
Like if you have a local MP who's liberal, and he's done good things for Muslims,
Well, the problem is
And-
all
no, no,
liberal
no, no.
local. No, no. Let me
but
stop
then you'll
there.
see. No, I'm not talking about theoretical. I'm talking about practical.
So am I.
in Melbourne.
All liberal local MPs all over Australia got extra funding. So of course they're going to do good things, not just for Muslims, for their whole community. Sports roots.
No.
Here we go.
No. This is like one thing that maybe happened, but I'm
Oh,
talking in
in-
general. I'm talking about actual long term, like 30, 40 years in areas where they've been liberal MPs, and you see like, and I don't want to mention specific areas.
So I
but-
can't comment on that.
So the thing is that the loyalty of the Muslims in those communities for that, because that person has done a lot for them.
Mm.
So it's complicated, right?
What,
At the
what
local-
does it
at
mean
the-
done a lot? What does that actually mean?
in terms of businesses, in terms of
Like for that community, they've actually done things.
yeah,
that
to
benefit that
facilitate for them to get the community gets ahead.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what about on a federal level when you look at
Yeah,
international
I'll get to
relations
that.
and
I'll get to
stuff
in a
like
sec. But that's a first thing you understand. Like it's that local politics or in local communities or in their constituency and so forth. There's a different picture to the federal what's happening in Parliament, right? So the day-to-day things and
Life, daily life.
So those are there's contributions there, that's one thing. Then when it comes to the federal thing, what's the problem that we have with like liberal itself?
I think for me,
If
If you
look
take out John Howard and the war against terror and they being in
20
in
years
glove
of-
with America, take that part out, the international thing with America.
isn't that well?
That is part of it because it affects Muslim countries,
Exactly.
right? But since now they're sort of like withdrawn
have they though?
from Afghanistan, they're withdrawn.
Yeah.
From Iraq, they're withdrawn,
Yeah.
right? But their
And left
focus
it
now
in
is
tatters.
China and Taiwan and so forth.
And
That's,
left it in tatters.
yeah, all right, but that's was
And,
inherited by
I
ScoMo.
find it's-
in the middle,
I-
where
I-
Labor governments were still continuing the previous policy, so it's not like
it's not like a Labor liberal thing.
Yeah.
The war. It was just a
I'm not
collective
talking,
thing.
okay, but what about when
So you can't really blame the liberals.
So what do you don't like about ScoMo? That's
I
the
just
question.
feel like he's dishonest.
How? Why?
Or
this
just
thing about him being
scapegoating. Or he comes across, or he feels to me just like someone.
But that's feeling. That's your feelings. That's not him.
Well, I'm going to vote on feelings.
Oh God.
I'm voting on feelings.
Yeah.
If Albanese feels
Good.
Albanese,
Yeah.
Albo,
Yeah. Did you see what he said in Parliament to the other?
get up to the Prime Minister.
No,
Sit down,
sit down, buffhead.
Yeah. Oh no, that was to Dutton.
Yeah, Dutton. Everybody wants to say that to him.
I love this. This is
Yeah,
the
he's
thing.
just-
I just find that for me, it's not okay. You've got policies, all of these different.
Leave your
things.
feelings aside.
No, last
Logic-
elections, Labor lost because of the laws that they were going to, I think, introduce when it comes to franking credits and things like that.
Okay.
Right? Now, this is where Liberals just came out and said Labor's attacking your retirement funds. Right? That was just to win the election, whatever it is. But I feel that Liberals are always focused on the rich people or the rich guys.
They're not
or
really
the businessmen.
It feels like that because
Bro, what do you mean it feels like that?
Let
If
him
you-
finish.
yeah, like okay. So the reason I lost my train of thought. But anyways, I think what I was trying to say was that it feels like that because when you see other people that maybe understand or take advantage of laws and certain things that are out there within the economic space for you to use and progress yourself, and you don't see that, and you see other people doing it, you think they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
No,
And
I disagree with that. I don't think that's what it is.
Are protecting
Because
them.
at the coalface,
Because what the Liberals, the way I see it, I guess, I mean I could be wrong, but the way I see it, the Liberals, what they do, or their job is to facilitate
make the rich get richer.
No, they facilitate the capitalism to be done the way that it is basically modeled.
They encourage capitalism.
Yeah, they encourage capitalism, whereas Labor, what they do is they want to tax
Protect the workers.
yeah, tax capitalism but in the end it doesn't protect the workers. It actually hurts the workers.
Look at America. We've talked about Amazon warehouses. Working conditions for the average worker.
But that happened because of all these things, like all.
No, but America is the epitome of capitalism.
But Amazon cannot do what it does in America and Australia.
Not
In
at
terms
the
of
moment.
regulation and so forth.
No,
Yeah,
not at the
they cannot
moment.
treat
No.
workers like the way they treat their workers over there.
But not at the moment, maybe. But over time, it will gradually go down.
Yeah,
that
they
track.
can't do that here, like because
The unions are very strong here.
We've got really strong unions, and even our laws are more.
The union is there because of Labor.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
that's the point. And Liberals
Yeah.
always trying to break those unions.
But they don't help you though in the long run. When you break it down and you actually start looking at
no, they
where
do.
it trickles down, it trickles down to the average person, because rich people, this is the thing that people don't understand. Rich people will always figure out a way.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah, they'll always figure out a way to avoid paying more money. And
That's what that's
and
a,
peop- and
but,
people and people
but
that
that's
are-
a,
that's
that's
the whole
Reaganomics,
point.
and that's the whole trickle down economics
That's the
has
whole
failed
point
the
of-
United States.
Yeah, that's the whole point of.
Yeah,
that's
but-
the point I'm
but
trying
the,
to make.
But the reason why it's failed is because people that don't understand it keep pushing for it to be more and more, like regulated more and more and more, to the point where it just breaks down.
You know, it's very simple. Tax the rich.
That's
No, don't tax their businesses. Tax their savings.
no, you know what will fix everything.
but they won't have
Zakat.
savings.
Zakat will just fix.
That's what I'm
everything.
saying. When I
Yeah.
say tax, I mean in that context, 2.5 whatever.
Doesn't
You
matter
make as
who
much
you are.
money as
Yeah.
2.5% of your assets will
Right.
be.
Could you imagine
taken.
2.5% of what's his name, Jeff Bezos,
Yeah, it's
Elon
5 billion.
Musk.
Here's 5 billion
Elon
to
Musk,
the economy.
Bill Gates? There'll be
Those
no.
guys, once
Yeah,
they've
but
earned
the-
it,
but-
once those guys have earned it, it's theirs, and the government cannot touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the point is, but that's not, Liberals are not going to go. Okay, we're going to do zakat tax now. That's it. that's not the,
I'm not saying. I'm not.
conversation,
We're not. It just
Well,
the kind of
keep Scomo,
conversation
When
we're
you
Scotty,
having.
Albany,
what do you think?
Scomo introduces a card tax.
Yeah, but
Can you imagine Pauline Hanson? Sharia law.
Sharia law.
yeah. I don't know. Me in the end, I used to, ages ago, before I got into economics and all this like study of like money and stuff
When
like
he
that.
became one of the rich.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
rich.
exactly. Once he started making his millions, and
Change that tune,
he's
they
hiding
change
his
it.
money now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've realized that.
I've realized that I
you
don't
do
want
not-
my
you don't
20
want-
million to be touched.
No, you don't. More government is bad news. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
You need less government.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but we're not talking about.
But that's what Labor is. Labor,
No, we're not
all
talking
that
about
Labor do
no,
is just
they're not. We're
introduce
not
more
talking
laws,
about more
more
government.
taxes.
We're talking about the type of government. There's a difference between more government and the type of
Bro,
government.
look at Dan Andrews, bro. Look at what he's done in the span of.
May Allah give him hidayah.
I'm in. Actually, that's a good thing.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought
But
you
the
were going to
left,
say
you
make
know,
him prime minister or something.
the left does go a little bit loopy.
They do.
On certain
They're
things,
just-
and
they're
the
too
social
far.
cultural stuff, they go weird.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with the left, like
But
the
this is
social
but
cultural
this is who
stuff.
they are.
But I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm talking about economics here.
Yeah.
I find, look, when your prime minister in the middle of a bushfire pandemic is away on a holiday to
that was
Hawaii,
pretty.
there's
bad.
a problem
I'm not
with
gonna-
that.
Yeah.
When you've got
look,
when you didn't order enough vaccines,
But how is he
when
supposed
your
to know?
friends,
Look,
when your
as,
friends,
as an Australian, that's bad optics, but it was a well-deserved holiday. No. What I'm saying is that
No,
look, the guy is not like putting out fires.
Yeah.
He went on holiday, and the fire. If you remember, actually, the timeline, the fire was not that bad. In the middle of his holiday, it went bad.
yeah.
And we're used to
That's
annual
from
bushfires.
okay,
So
but what-
it was just part of
no,
his.
No. Now you're making excuses.
I'm not
sorry,
making
you are
excuses. I'm
making
just saying. I'm
excuses
trying
for
to
him.
get benefit of the
Now,
doubt.
yeah, exactly. You're making excuses for him. Now, what about
Okay, if that's the case,
what about the detention centers? That company that had, like you told me, that $8 to its name, they get a $280 million grant or whatever. Now that is a reoccurring theme within the Liberal Party. This is taxpayers' money being wasted, absolutely wasted, thrown to friends. Build car parks here, build it in the Liberal held seats.
But then,
What about every other Aussie?
if you say that, then you're going to look at what the Liberals. I mean, not the Liberals.
Labor.
What Labor did.
Right now we're
Branch
talking,
stacking.
but we're branch stacking, right? You're going to compare that to that.
No,
right?
when-
Now look at the ICAC. We have not got a federal ICAC at the moment. Why aren't you establishing?
Yeah,
why aren't you
I think the back
establishing
and
that?
forth.
What have you got to hide?
I think the back and forth of Labor and Liberal is good.
It is.
It
when
is
you,
good
When you have
because
the same party in
I think
power-
Labor is not absolutely good, and
Yeah.
Liberal
neither
is
are
not
Liberals.
absolutely
That's
bad.
what I'm saying.
100%.
When you have the
Yeah.
same party in power
Yeah.
for 10, what was it, 4, 8, 12, 16 years, you're going to have problems,
Yeah, you
right? You do need that.
United
It's a
Australia
see-
Party.
It's a seesaw. Clive Palmer, good old Clive. You do need that seesaw in politics. 'Cause what happens is someone might go to the other extreme, it'll come balance it out, and they'll go the other extreme. Then it'll
Yeah.
balance it out.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with the anti-discrimination bill, whatever it is that's going on right now, right?
The
Because
religious one?
I think that is protection for religious groups.
Bro, that's
right.
unbelievable for us.
All right, I think that is protection for religious groups, and maybe it needs to be tweaked or changed or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
But I think for me, more than that, all these other things that are going on, I'm just looking at this going, are we serious? Like with the amount of stuff that's coming out, from vaccine rollouts to, like as I said, ICAC.
All right, let me throw it back at you. You're a big supporter of Dan Andrews.
You're not allowed to ask me that. In this country, my vote is private. I don't mind Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, so what so
But at the same time, I'll say if Labor's been in for too long in Victoria, we need a change.
well, that's good then.
This is what I'm saying. I think, look,
So it's not like you
no,
'cause for me,
I'm
I'm thinking like-
I'm not American where, Republican or Democrat for life.
okay. Okay, good.
Make America great again for the next 50 years. That's
I
not
don't
where
see
I'm
the
coming from.
opposition to Dan Andrews, the liberal. What's his name? Guy.
I don't.
Yeah,
There you go. I don't even know his name.
And
Yeah.
no, firstly, don't know his name, but he doesn't inspire
I don't-
confidence.
He doesn't.
If you don't know him, how I don't know him.
The
like,
fact
he's-
that
Yeah,
we don't know
like,
him is the point.
Yeah.
When you
we
are
don't-
the opposition
No, but
leader.
we don't know him, and also some of the things that it sort of leaned into, especially during the pandemic, like he's trying to sort of woo certain voters. Like
Exactly.
I
Scott Morrison.
I found Liberal at the state level, they were a little bit like leaning into the, because it was opposing Dan
They're
Andrews.
playing both sides.
Yeah, they're trying to appease to the common man.
Anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
they're playing
but-
both
but-
sides. Like Scott Morrison said, when Dan
Yeah.
Andrews.
But then if you think
when
about
they said
it-
kill Dan Andrews, what did he say? Oh, no, you should never say that. But I understand the frustration of the Australian people. Like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? You're trying to play both sides right now.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
But that could be seen as a smart politics.
It is
you know?
smart politics.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a smart
Yeah.
politician.
But it could be
He's the
immoral or
he's the
unethical.
ultimate politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, he swings where the wind blows.
But they're the same, man.
They're not, man.
Even Dan Andrews, like when
if Dan Andrews read the writing on the wall in terms of all these protests.
All right, let's call it a night, guys. I think this is it. It's getting late. It's getting late.
And we're going, okay.
Yeah, this is not good.
We'll finish this conversation.
Vote Dan, vote Scomo. I like the balance of the state. State being one thing and the federal.
That's historically
the balance. You know,
that's what happens historically.
The light side and the dark side. There's a balance in the force.
Which one's light? Which one's dark?
Luke.
Why don't you run for Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Malana?
What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do?
You get in there and make sure that everyone follows the twilight. Red twilight.
The red twilight.
The red twilight. You're all around.
And Hilal siding. First thing is Hilal siding.
That's the law of the land.
That's the Hilal siding.
Okay, we go.
Second thing is.
Let's explore this.
What are you going to
2.5%? 2.5% zakat tax.
2022 Hilal Siding Act.
That's it.
And then you got the 2.5% zakat tax.
2.5% zakat.
What are you going to do with Pauline with Sharia?
We need to have a shrill voice to keep us on our toes. So it's she can say whatever she wants.
Which is
we're in a democracy.
But my point is that
we're not antithetical to democracy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I think those are the initial. First 100 days is the zakat.
Yeah.
It's like a zakat bill, and the number 2 is the what was it? The Hilal siding. And
right. I want to open up a party with Jackie Lambie.
Because that
woman has won my respect,
and then redistribution,
and she's won my heart.
And then redistribution of that zakat wealth to the most needy.
Yes. And housing. We need to build a lot more housing.
Yeah,
I think a lot of homeless people.
Ban the Chinese investors. That's no, overseas Chinese, not local Chinese, not Australian Chinese. Like no, because they're driving up the prices unnecessarily. So why? Because they're not even living in some of these houses.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So someone was telling me they're in the neighbour's house because there's foxes in the house, in the backyard, and showed me a video of it because they bought the house, no one's living in it.
Yeah.
So move in.
There is actually a law when a land is not being used.
It's a squatters law. Yeah, I think it's 15 or 20 years.
Yeah. You can actually claim.
You can claim that land.
You can claim the land.
You don't even need 15 years. I think it's like 15 years is like the legit. But then to actually
there was a guy in Sydney. There was a house neighbor across the road or whatever. It was derelict. He fixed it up, rented it out. Right, earned income from that rent for many. I don't know how many years. When the original owners came back, he won it in court. It's your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a free house right there.
Let's go house hunting tonight.
Yeah.
There's so many abandoned houses.
Derelict houses. Yeah, all those COVID people. You know,
there's an abandoned house in Flemington.
Possible.
I won't say the street because
everyone's going to go and pick it. Oh, because you want to go there.
It must be. It's sitting on some serious land, and it's been abandoned since I was a little child, like since I was 5 years old.
Imagine if your mum had moved in there. Imagine if your mum moved in there when you first moved to Australia.
I mean, you
could be heritage.
Squatters' rights.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be heritage.
Yeah, but it's just abandoned. No one's in there.
Interesting.
Broken windows, doors. You can actually see through the house.
There is a massive housing crisis in Australia.
Yeah.
It's really sad,
and it's just going through the roof. Like it's
crazy.
Not getting.
I'm not talking about prices of housing. I'm not talking about house prices. I'm talking about homeless people living out of their cars. Families living out of their cars.
Yeah, that's.
How can you afford to rent a house nowadays when you're just able to live in your car with your kids?
Yeah.
Or live out of your car with your kids, and
I've seen that today, man.
Right, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that something's got to change, but they don't give a shit. This is what, excuse the French, but this is what frustrates me.
Yeah,
like the average person is getting smashed.
And death penalty for drugs. That's my third.
Death penalty.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just for dealing or for using.
For the importers and the drug dealers. The big
I support that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got these big drug dealers that use these little kids as runners.
I'm not talking about the little kids.
No, you get.
How do you differentiate? What if he says, I'm just a runner?
Look at his bank account.
Yeah. If he won't have money in his bank.
If he's had more than $1 million in his bank account.
Or you look at his assets, whatever's.
Just slap him around and get his crypto password and just check, So, I mean, I'll probably
you-
make a
so-
police state. I'll probably end up making
Bro,
police.
if you
It's not looking very nice.
if you got voted prime minister, I'm moving to New Zealand.
You know, I'll be like the Duterte, you know, of Philippines. He just killed all the drug dealers in 1 year. He goes, all right, anybody drills
Yeah,
drugs?
but how many innocents died in that?
Yeah, he
Probably not much, but
No, many.
No,
innocents. That's why I asked about users. How do you differentiate between a user and a dealer?
but he was ruthless.
Because users
he
can
killed
also
he
be
killed
dealers.
it. He killed all of them. Yeah, he didn't care whether they were users or
they were had
or a drug dealer.
amnesty. It was.
They just
it was
yeah, no, he gave him time
Yeah, but
to get their stuff together. But the thing is, you got to understand, Philippines, the criminal element of the drug trade is so intense. The knife stabbings, the shootings, and so forth. So you got to. It's not just the drug itself. It's everything that's related. Like, for example, you look at the cartels, the Mexican cartels,
Yeah.
the Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah,
What do they do?
Yeah, they're pretty hectic.
Yeah, they're not just. It's not about just about a drug dealer. It's about El Chapo. Chapo is considered quote unquote legend, like in drug. But if a amount of people, innocent people, been killed. Remember those students? More than 100 kids were killed
Yeah.
by them, just chucked into a pit. They just ran it up for no reason, and they just killed people. So they're not like so. When you talk about
but you're talking about Philippines. We're talking about Australia, and you're saying bring back the death penalty.
yeah, death penalty for murderers, and yeah, of course that's needed. Well,
America.
that's Islamic punishment. That's a
Sharia law again.
Sharia law,
I'm
yeah.
moving back to New Zealand.
Many Australians support the death penalty for extreme criminals. Like, why is Bryant, Martin Bryant, killed 35 people? He's sitting in jail having 3 hot meals, not having sandwiches. He's having 3 hot meals a day. You know, so he's having 3. He's comfortably sitting in a jail. So why is it? Why waste all that millions and millions? I don't know how many millions it costs to keep him.
It does.
You know?
My only thing is when it comes to drugs, I think it's a very blurred line because you don't know what the situation is, what the
Yeah.
reality of is, what was this person's upbringing, how did he become this person,
Yeah.
how did he get into
I think
this?
that's like a very
It may be
in
a
Afghanistan, like just as an actual case, the Taliban just came into power, and
Yeah, but
I saw the there's a video. I think it's Jalalabad somewhere. They've got like hundreds of addicts just sitting there,
yeah, see, that's right.
and they're hosing them down.
but they're helping them. No, but what they're
They're
doing,
hosing down with water. Yeah,
No,
and
no,
they're
but-
telling them to make tawbah.
yeah, but the thing is, what they're
And
also
basically,
doing
like
is,
the drugs went up like 10 times in price within one day because an edict was passed.
Yeah.
And actually, a good thing happened.
yeah, but what they're doing is
I would recommend
helping
people
those
watch
drug dealers.
5 Pillars. This is a channel on YouTube from UK, 5 Pillars UK. They do really good work. One of the brothers, he from them, the journalist, he was a Jazeera journalist before. He went to Afghanistan and he reported from there, and he was talking about he said it's one of those countries that I would go over and over again. It's the first time I went there. He goes
when the Taliban took over.
no now
after
he just went now like in the last week.
after the Taliban took over.
Yeah,
Wow.
he said it's so peaceful, and he goes, I kept on saying Allahu Akbar when I was going there. Like for some reason when I landed, I was so happy. And he goes, when I went there, it's very interesting. I think he's half Sri Lankan, half British Muslim, and he said that he reported from there, and he said that many Gulf countries I'd be happy never to ever go there again because
Wow.
they're such fake places.
Yeah.
But Afghanistan is like that place, like it hit him.
Are you sure they didn't just roll out the red carpet because he's a reporter?
Oh, he knows that. He said that. He goes, yeah, of course. Like, I know that I'm not getting the experience of the average Afghan, but as a journalist who's been in war zones and in wars and reported
but-
Iraq and Gaza, he goes, I've reported from different places.
They're not going to roll out the red carpet in Gaza.
No, but he said, like, hospitality of the people. The hospitality for the people, hospitality of the people. Just
But
his
they-
experience. There's
Afghans
only one
in
place.
general are like that,
There's
aren't
one
they?
place. Yeah, they are hospitable people.
Yeah.
But he would just anyway. That was one thing, and then the other thing was the discussions that he had with average Afghans, because he's a proper professional journalist.
Yeah.
So he's going speaking to people that are anti-Taliban, like still in the government, because they can't stand them.
Anti-Taliban.
He goes, they're going to take us to the Middle Ages, you know.
Yeah.
So like he has his own opinion, but you got to give credit where it's due. And the war is over. The fact that some Muslims or Afghans that are still they're warmongers and still trying to continue, it shows you where they made the average person's life miserable. But anyway, a good one of the laws that just passed now was because you got a lot of tribal customs.
Yeah.
Girls can't be just married against their will.
Yeah, but
That
that's
is-
Islamically. You can't marry a girl against her will.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is that in
That
each
used to happen.
Yeah.
it happens all over the world in Muslim countries. In many Muslim countries, it happens. There's pressure put and all this sort of things, especially in tribal societies. So the fact that they put their
Put down, yeah, on it.
and they actually implemented it because they told their judges like to make sure that this is followed through in the legal framework.
Really?
So that's a good thing because people thought, they are Pashtun and they will compromise on the
tribal.
because Pashtun have their own tribal law, sort of.
Yeah.
So
But one thing good, what I was trying to say before, is when it comes to the drugs, we're helping these drug dealers, these drug addicts. They're actually helping them, because yeah, it's harsh. It looks harsh. They're watering them down, and I'm not saying that's the way to do it or whatever. But they're making them go cold turkey.
Yeah.
I could see those guys were like, I felt
that-
sorry for them when I
no,
saw
no,
it.
no, the
When I
come
saw the
down-
video, I felt
Yeah,
sorry
the
for
come
them.
down is intense.
Yeah.
No, I
come
could
down
see,
is
but it was like one guy. It was like hundreds of them.
Yeah,
they
but
rounded up. They're all
that's what I'm
squatting,
saying. The come
and they're
down
getting
is
like
absolutely
That is-
intense.
yeah.
But once you cross that threshold of, okay, it's actually out of my system now, and the rest of it is a psychological addiction that I have to deal with, it becomes a little bit easier, right? And there's no nice way to say it. Sometimes it is what it is. You get guys that go into prison,
and they've given a
Yeah.
notice
and
to all
that
the farmers.
first week
Yeah.
of for Poppy.
Yeah. They're already
Really?
giving notice to farmers. Yeah.
Stop it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the if they continue?
Damn.
Yeah, there'll be consequences.
There's no more opium trade.
No, there isn't. It's going to be great. Like I think they're giving like a deadline to them that basically they have to plant something else. The problem with opium is it grows so easily in barren soil.
Yeah. But what are they going to? That's going to be very interesting.
I reckon
That's going to drive
They should
prices
look-
throughout the whole world crazy.
100%.
I'm not
That's
just. I'm
actually
not,
going to increase crime throughout the world.
I'm not just thinking about the illegal drugs. I'm thinking about the pharmaceutical ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
There's a lot of
should-
drugs that are opioids. You know. So
That's what I was thinking. Like, why wouldn't that could be like an industry that could tap into like opiates? Like,
But maybe because nobody
aren't
wants
they
to deal
made
with
from?
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they haven't got official sanctions, but basically they haven't
nobody's dealing
They
with
haven't
them.
been recognized by anybody.
But I think if this shortage comes through, this opium shortage, then that will have a downline effect on crime and things like that in many countries.
they will just go to back to the Golden Triangle.
what?
You know, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia.
yeah.
That was before most of it was coming from. So it will shift to another center probably. Yeah.
That makes more
CIA
sense.
will figure out a way. They'll find a new supplier. You know who the biggest drug dealer in history ever was?
Probably a CIA agent.
No, the single biggest drug dealer, the British Empire.
Yeah.
Opium in the
Opium with Chinese.
19th century, China.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
how
they
they
are
ruined
considered
China.
the biggest drug dealer in
That
history.
actually destroyed China.
Yeah.
They were.
And when
like-
the emperor said that or Emperor Empress, he said that not to like you just 25% of, I think it was a population of 400 million at the time,
Yeah.
and 100 million were addicted to opium.
Poor.
And he goes, so there's a market was created. And when the emperor said that you're destroying our people,
Yeah.
they sent ships in Hong Kong, wherever it was, and they threw a few cannonballs and so to tell them like. They did like a shakedown, like full mafia, like biggest drug dealer in history.
That's another conversation. The British Empire's got a lot to answer for.
And they used it to buy tea from India. I think that was
Sorry.
chai.
Like, seriously.
That was our
Drugs
drug.
to buy tea.
That was our drug of choice. But anyway, let's call it a night.
Thank you for listening.
been a
Please
pleasure.
like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. This podcast, depending on how much it gets edited, was very different to the other ones.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Do you prefer this type where we are more free-flowing
Yeah.
and bunk bedding?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer the other one where it's a little bit more serious?
Anyway.
He's got no-
Salam alaikum.
I felt that too. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.